let's just go through really quick kind of old stuff from the last meeting. So approve and adopt April minutes. I know Chris really wanted to not be the only person on the education and training committee, so I took executive action and decided to slap on Doug, myself, and Allie, since we are the keepers of trainings, more or less.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So if everyone's good with that, yes, we can move on.
Yes.
Yes, then the onboarding process. I know that last team meeting, Joe said that him and Doug were working on getting that ready to go to be shared with our ALC. So I'm not sure where you guys are at with that, with the onboarding.
Yeah, the onboarding process, yeah.
Is it good to be shared?
It is.
All right, sick. DEI event, Joe said that he knew Chris from Fun Flight Adventures. So I wouldn't expect him to have made a call yet. But if you have, Joe.
Hold on, what did I say I did?
For Chris with DEI. To make a call so then he can come out and do like a DEI training.
But Chris from who?
From the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Chris Legrad, I think.
Oh yeah, Chris Lagarde. I was like, oh my gosh. I thought you said something about like I had no idea what you were talking about. I have not. We need to. We can put that on the schedule for a June training. Would you like to do that?
Yep, I can do that.
Cool. All right. I will reach out to him. I'll literally email him right now, and we'll see what he has available.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Grow With Us workshop. Obviously, Earth Day has passed, and we did not do that because I was busy and didn't want to put together a half-assed something or other. So we could probably also do that in June, maybe instead of like planting seeds, because we're like kind of nearing the end of that window, or at least that's my understanding of my limited gardening knowledge. So we could maybe do like a terrarium build or something instead, catered towards dual career agents. Yeah, so that can also just be a June thing. And then walking tours of communities. I know that Dina and Mary were working on that. So I'm not sure if they happen to make any progress. I know that at the end of the last ALC meeting, Allie said that she knew a guy who can hook us up with a little mini tour bus. So I'm not sure if anything else has been, any progress has been made. So Mary, if you have any insight or anything. Or she's on mute, and possibly away. So we will move on.
Hey, you guys, I just want to share real quick, Alon. I'm excited about this Grow With Us workshop. Is there any more information that we can share on that? I'm just curious because that was my experience. I started dual career. I did it for 3 years, and my whole team is dual career. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, so I was thinking it would be obviously like it would be like there would be like some sort of like plant theme with like the Grow With Us, and we could work on like another script off, because I know that was really positively received at the pep rally.
Yeah.
And then I was planning on having it be in like the evening, so sometime after 5, so then the dual career agents can actually attend it.
Yeah.
And then maybe do something a little bit more catered towards the dual career agents as far as like goal setting and like, really kind of figuring out how much time that they're willing to allocate to their real estate business.
Yeah, I've got two suggestions for you right around that. The first one is this time blocking thing Joe's doing this week. I think that would be a great thing to have in that workshop because about time management, right?
Mhm.
I think that'd be a great lesson for them to have in that workshop. So if he's willing to like maybe recall some of that or do a summary or whatever. And then the other thing I would just throw in before you move on is, you know, have some dual agent careers there, have some dual agents there that have transitioned so that they can give a narrative, a brief narrative of how they pulled that off and what that looked like.
Chris, it sounds like you just volunteered yourself for that.
Well, I will volunteer for that if you want. On the topic of what Alana was saying about goals, I think that's like the most critically important component because I don't think a part-time agent sometimes and out the gate has an idea of what that looks like. You know, what does a healthy goal look like for a part-time agent? I think they make it way bigger than it actually is, right? Because like 5 deals in a year can make a big impact on your life.
For sure.
So, and you got to start somewhere, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was just kind of like going to be like some mini breakout sessions, maybe for like a 2-hour stint, just so it's not like super
Crazy.
packed together.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was
Great idea, you guys.
Yeah, just trying to get more catered towards like dual career agents, just so they don't feel like they're being, you know, tossed by the wayside or something. And
I can tell you, and not to interrupt, Jolene, I'm sorry, I just want to move on for you, but I can tell you from my own personal experience, every part-time agent I've ever talked to at any dependent model feels like they don't want them there.
Yeah.
So it's a great idea. Should make it a big recruiting event.
And I think our responsibility as a market center and as a brokerage that has a ton of flexibility and a low cost split model that is very attractive to those types of agents. I think our responsibility is to not just attract them to our office, but also in the process of attracting them is to get them into production and success on their terms very quickly.
Yes.
Looking at our production report as a market center, I would say that we do a not amazing job we do an okay job of bringing them in. We have not done an amazing job of getting them into production on their terms. So I love the idea of that entire thing. And I don't want it to be an idea. I want to know like who's doing it, what are we doing, and by when will we see some type of activity around that?
I love that.
I can get something put on for the June calendar. I can connect with you, Chris, to make sure that it's a time and a day that works best for you. And I think
Can I challenge that? I think it's an immediate handoff with productivity coaching. So I think it should be, I'm nominating Doug and Chris to work on that together. There's the event aspect of it, and then there's the immediate handoff that it comes into productivity coaching. And so I think Doug should be involved in that.
I love it.
Yeah. So we can work on that after. So that was kind of all of the old stuff. I guess I'll do a really quick review of the April minutes of things that have been achieved already. For the KW Cares, letting people know, I know this was Deanna's really big ask, for the KW Cares to let agents know that they can donate to it out of their commission. So whenever an agent hands me a hand money now, I fill out the cover sheet like normal, scan it, and then in that email I have a template that just says, you know, like, congrats on your deal. Like, did you know, that KW Care, that you can donate to KW Cares, and like, these are all of the really awesome reasons that you should donate, because, you know, it helps like fellow agents and like your peers. And so that was completed. The wall for foundational agents. I couldn't remember the name for that. What?
Nothing. I saw the email, the cares, when I submitted him money, and
Yes.
I loved it. I was made happy.
Okay. But I have a Google Doc that has been shared with all the ALC members for, you know, like for the new building. I know that Joe had a conversation with me a little bit earlier about he wasn't aware of that. So now you're aware of it. Updated roster sent out. I did that last week. Lgbt Outreach. I have not done that still. I think that with the DEI event, maybe do it in tandem. And I can reach out to either Central Outreach or Sisters, Pittsburgh, and maybe do something there, or like kind of ask about like what their needs are or resources that maybe we could provide. And then education committee that Fran was wanting to teach as well. Joe said that he was going to facilitate, so I'm not sure where we are with that.
So we had an owners call last week, and Fran is on board to, I think to participate in that. She's working on getting me some of the items that she likes to teach and would lean into. She comes from more of a formal perspective there. Her she was a CE teacher, which I found out. So there's a possibility that we could get her recertified. She's already certified. She'll just have to hang her teaching license and potentially even teach CE for us. Don't hold me to that, but that's not an impossibility. So yeah, so I'm working on that. I've already had that conversation.
That is super exciting, you guys.
Yep. All right, awesome. And then Joe having the videographer come out. I know that Altoona, Johnstown Red Day event will be filmed by Lindsay, and then Scott Lane is going to be covering ours at Garfield Community Farm. So I'm excited about all of those things. Wellness April, I just wanted to touch on it really quick and kind of get like a general consensus about all three of us who attended. And I guess I'm gonna be honest, I considered it a bit of an L. I wish it wasn't, but you know, live and learn, I guess.
What can we learn from that though?
That's a great question.
Probably that we need to plan it way further in advance so people are a lot more aware of it. And then maybe do some sort of survey before we formally plan it of like things that agents are interested in. The highest turnout that we had was for the CPR certification. Winston Glenn, okay.
Alana, I want you to know that I thought that was really brilliant. And you might be right about the notice. And I know it's hard to gain attendance because there's so many things that go on in a day. But I was really excited about yoga, and I was really sorry that I missed it. And I thought the CPR thing was a really good idea.
Yeah, I think those were kind of the big ones. I guess I personally wish that the cookbook had more participation from other agents.
I took the cookbook as a win.
I love it. I
think
love
it's
it.
cute. I worked very hard on it, so maybe I'm a little too close to it. But I thought that was, yeah. So I just wish that because Allie gave 3. Yes, she gave 3 recipes, and then I put up 3 as well. So, you know, that was 6 of 10 was from 2 people. So I wish that the outward participation was a little bit more, but I also think that maybe it was like agents being afraid of sharing the things that they like to eat, or maybe them not feeling that it's not healthy enough or something. So
Alana, had I known that, I would have given you 26 more recipes, no problem. I didn't put enough time into it, but I thought it was a great idea, and I thought it came out really good, and I'm really happy to have one.
Yeah. Yep. So if anyone wants one, I have just been hiding them in Eva's office.
Yeah, I have copies. Let me know. I will get you one.
Yeah. Neat. Okay. Yeah, so that was kind of all I really wanted to touch on. Red Day plans, let's go into new stuff. So our office, Pittsburgh, will be going to Garfield Community Farms, and we will be working from 10 to 2. I have to order a little food tray, but that shouldn't be difficult. We have 24 people who are committed to attending. have fully said yes, and then I have 2 maybes. So if you haven't said yay or nay either way,
So time out. Let's just actually do roll call. Who's committed? Who's going to Red Day?
do you want me to read
I'm
out?
going.
I am Deanna.
I'm going, Chris.
I'm going. Joe.
Lisa Whitman and Keith Allen are going to be there. I know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to read through the whole list of people?
Sure.
Or-
Yeah. I mean, I was just saying of the ALC. It sounds like we have great turnout. Anybody not able to make it from this group?
I'm
What time?
tentative.
Red Day again.
What?
Sorry.
Guys, we're talking at the same time.
What time's Red Day again? Like 10 to 2?
10
Yes.
to 2.
I scheduled 2 photos for my new listings, one at 11, one at 12:30. And I might be to just stop by towards the end, like after 1, like 1 to 2.
Awesome.
That works, yeah. Awesome. And
Hold on,
then
what's
what
the
about,
date? What's the date for that?
it's Thursday, the 12th.
12. And I already have a red t-shirt from the last Red Day, so I don't need a t-shirt.
Awesome.
I'm bringing my red t-shirt out. So, yep, from 10 to 2 this Thursday.
Yep.
Let's make sure we get a photo of us all together. And Jean, I got to leave at 1, so you can tap out. You can tap in as I tap out.
Perfect.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We don't need it. We're gonna not just get a photo. We're having our videographers coming.
Oh, that's right. We're going to have video clips.
Yeah. And by the way, this is another opportunity to for marketing collateral, marketing material. So because I've talked to Scott, he's willing to cut down some little mini edits to get video of you in the community, of us doing work in the community, which I think would be really good. Lindsay is I think I've mentioned it before. She's very sensitive on the other side of the wall. She's still really bummed about the audio from the last trip. So she's going to go to Johnstown and Altoona to help us get the Red Day footage there, but she's still committed to coming out to Pittsburgh and redoing anybody who needs to get reshot. So we're going to definitely do that.
That's nice.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, well, there we go. Now we have up to a committed full 25 for at least part of it, and then 2 maybes. So
I got another maybe today, by the way. So
Oh.
I'd say we're at 25 and 3 maybes.
who is it?
Do you want me to give you the name?
Cheryl.
It's Cheryl Darwin.
Sick. Nice. All right. So now we have more or less, in a perfect world, met our goal of 25 attendees. So that's very impressive. Thank you.
Can I just say I'm really proud. There's 2 things I'm really proud of. One, I'm really proud of how many of the ALC members are committed and are finding ways to do it. And so thank you. And 2, I'm really proud of how many ALC members are in attendance of our ALC meeting. I'm pumped about this. So this is how we get an engaged market center and how we get engaged leadership. So I appreciate you guys.
Woo! All right.
Felt like a sound effects moment.
That's what I'm here for. Also, in the same vein of Scott Lane doing us a favor, for our ALC, if you have a $500,000 or above listing and you want free photography and videography service, no one has claimed it yet, and it makes me sad.
We have 1 spot. Scott's doing that for a win-win, guys. He's an agent in our market center, and he owns a videography and photography company. And he offered, if we have a really nice listing that we'd like to showcase. Jean, I saw you have that awesome listing. I'm sure it's sold long ago by now.
I have a couple coming up. It's over $500,000.
Do you want it?
I don't know. Anybody
It's
else?
free.
Gene, just say yes.
Yes, he does drone videography like around the property and
Yeah, if nobody else take it, I will take it.
Oh, jeez. Just take it, Gene.
Do
Come
it,
on.
Gene.
Oh my
Do
gosh.
it. Come on.
I don't want to take advantage of, the office,
He-
but,
like I said, it's a win-win. The win for him is it helps him build his reel,
okay.
right? And so it's good for him. It shows off, that he's able to do a good job. He's
Okay,
yeah.
so he wanna do residential or commercial, because I have a both options.
I would suggest you do residential.
Okay.
But that's just me. I just talked to him on Friday. He's ready to do it. He wants to do
Okay,
more.
I have a 2 listings. They are like high-end flip, so it's really nice inside. It's brand new and it's great location too.
Is that the one
has-
is that the one you emailed out that we think is like a
The
6?
one in Highland Park, actually, I have somebody to take a picture today. And I have another one in North Hills. That one's really nice too, has a nice finish. It's open concept and it's in the cul-de-sac, has a nice view in the back. So if you want to do that one,
Gene, is your other nice one on the East End?
I have the one in Highland Park. Did you see that one? That one's
Yeah.
really nice inside.
Yeah, really nice. Did you just say you had another nice one though, the outside of the North Hills?
Yeah, I have another one in North Hill School District.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do I'm going to maybe there on Thursday if you want to go to. I know you. Are you in vacation? Are you on vacation, by the way?
Who's that, Gene? Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not on vacation. I'm sitting at my house in a hammock. I tripped walking up a set of stairs yesterday and pulled my sciatic out of alignment.
Oh, that's sweet. I saw your Facebook posting. Feel like it's like you are on vacation. So.
No, but thank you, darling. We get that video.
Okay.
All right. I'll coordinate with you and Scott and we'll make that happen. Thank you. I'm glad
Perfect.
somebody's
Thank you.
done.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
All right, that's awesome. Now we have that out of the way because I was getting very scared. Something that I wanted to talk about really quick was just because, like with some of our recent trainings and events, and then also like our team meetings and stuff, that our attendance hasn't been super fantastic. So if anyone has any insight beyond, I have like reminder emails set up both for the team meeting, so like and then even Joe's time blocking workshop, so I have it going out the day before, basically like at that time, and then 10 minutes before, basically saying like, this is happening now, come to the office or jump on Zoom and this is the Zoom link. And then that also reminds me that I have to create a Facebook event for the actual team meeting, because I think that seems to be the most effective way. But if anyone has any other insight besides bombarding people with emails.
I'll tell you, for the trainings, the YouTube videos are awesome. Then you can watch things like anytime. That's, for me, that works. I like to do that.
Yeah.
From an attendance standpoint though, and so is it, we saw a drop off. We've kind of attributed it to a pickup in activity, right? So market activity. So is it the time that we're holding them? Should we maybe think about moving the time? What kind of, that's sort of what we're looking for as far as
The other job is what bugged me that.
Yeah.
So it's, I can't.
And we have that, like,
Yeah.
that's why we do offer the evening session. That's what, I jump on at 7:30. We do a Zoom in the evening where we do kind of a bullet point of the day's PC every Tuesday at 7:30. But we also get into some, roundtable discussion of things that mostly, like in most cases, because it is dual career agents that are on it right now, we end up going into, how do dual career agents, how can they get what they need to get out of their schedule? How can we help them, support them? And we just have roundtables that, we go through the PC, but then we end up dovetailing that into a conversation about how dual career agents can benefit. So we do offer that second look at PC in the evenings. The YouTubes are great. I mean, I love that.
Doug, how's the attendance been in the evenings? When you guys compare the day session to the evening session, where are you getting the biggest audience?
The day session.
That surprises me so much, right? Because I would have thought you were going to say the evening session. So it actually makes me happy to hear that you have more people engaging in the day, but we still don't have a lot, I guess.
Right, and that's what we're looking to pick up. That's, I mean, obviously, I'd like to bolster the daytime PC classes, and as we grow and we're growing PC, that will be the case. As for like dual careers who wants to take part in any of the stuff that we're offering, you know, whether it's PC or the workshops or whatever. And we only had the one workshop, which we had a pretty decent turnout, if my memory serves correctly on that. But we want to bolster those attendance numbers. And is it, you know, how can we do that? How can we strengthen those numbers?
How can we make the classes so valuable that you just
Right.
you wouldn't want to miss it, like that they're that good?
You know, Joe, I immediately think of Michelle McBride in every way while we're having this discussion. When Alana pointed out how often the reminder goes out, the first thought that went into my mind is, does that sort of match what Michelle McBride's group does? Because however often they do it, I feel like it reminds me enough that I make it more, right? And then, you know, I've taken Train the Trainer and a lot of these regional sessions, and you know, there's a mixture of media there. There's talking, there's some video, you know, there's some audio, and I think one of the challenges that we have in our classroom is our laptops processing speed for those folks that are watching over Zoom. It's hard to show interactive material when the laptop can't keep up with it and display it through Zoom. You know, we have a Zoom limitation, we have an internet limitation, we have a processing hardware limitation. And I feel like if we could resolve that a little bit more, we could make classes a little bit more media driven and a little less talking. I'm not saying we shouldn't be talking, I'm just saying to keep it really interesting. The other thing that I learned in Train the Trainer is that engagement. You know, during COVID, we had to figure out how to make engagement work over Zoom. And we started to do these activities where we, you know, we did warm-ups with our pens, and we did, you know, energy blasts with our hands. And, you know, we brought the music in like Alana's done. And, you know, all of it kept it just a little bit more interactive.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that feedback. I think that's really valuable feedback. And I've actually, it's funny that you say that. I challenged Doug to really be conscious of the productivity coaching syllabus and the agenda, and make sure that like we're thinking like you just described, right? How are we getting that engagement? How are we making these classes irresistible? So I think there's part of that is a challenge from a practical standpoint on how do we make sure we have the best equipment. I love the idea of getting a new laptop, but I'm going to be honest with you, like I got to pick my financial battles right now.
I get it.
And so, you know, I focused on, like, we just bought the new signs, right? So we're probably going to do another round of new signs, because I want to make sure that the things that I'm adding that are valuable are like things that help us make money. And so, you know, those are some examples. And so I got to pick that battle for one, but then also I think that we have a responsibility as the people who are teaching the classes to level it up. So it's a little bit of the practical side of how we deliver it, and then I think it's also the material itself and our delivery as leaders. So
I agree completely. I'm looking for feedback from you guys on just the tech side, because that's all I teach. You know, when Command started out, it was a commercial class because nobody knew what it could do. So it was, here's an overview of the, 10 top things it could do. And then it transitioned into a workshop where it's, okay, you're using it now. Who's stuck? Who needs to get over that hump? You know, what's that one thing that you could do today that would help you expand your usage of Command? And that's kind of where it's at now. And I love how it trails behind PC class.
Mm-hmm. Are you asking, like, how can we make sure that the tech classes are?
I'm always looking for feedback from you guys on what you want to see. right, in the tech
Yeah.
classes. And I used to do like, this goes back 2 years, but I used to do a thing where like on, this week we taught this, and on this week we taught that, and on this. And so throughout the month, you would get the whole flavor. But Scott Leroy covers that. He covers that better than I could possibly do. And so that's why I transitioned it into a bring your laptop and let's actually work. Let's actually accomplish something. Because I find that when they do it, they learn it. When we talk about it, it's just so in the abstract that then they log in and they go, wait, what am I supposed to do again?
Yeah. Why don't we sit down and kind of dig into that? Because I think that there's definitely an opportunity there to see how we can coordinate the tech side of things and make sure that it's engaging and maybe deliver it. Does anybody else, any of the other ALC members have any thoughts on what you would get a value out of for TC, or I'm sorry, for tech?
Might help with attendance.
I definitely believe that. Anybody else?
I think if you created if you have it, I've watched the Scott Leroy's, and I agree, Chris, they do such a good job at hitting it, probably better than any of us could. But in watching it, could we not, as Joe mentioned, sit down and create an element of almost a syllabus, as I was challenged to do with PC, where we're covering, what Scott Leroy covers, maybe watching those, pulling some tips out of it, making it market center relatable. But at the same time, you have an hour block. We also might want to be mindful of blocking out, 10 minutes of what's changed this week with it, because there are a lot of changes occurring right now in Command, specifically the mobile application. So maybe 10 minutes of what's changing, and then maybe another 10 minutes of what IT challenges have you faced this week, and doing, a touch on that. But the bulk of your meeting, good 40, 45 minutes, looking at specific, direction, point to point, week to week. The way they do it with Scott at SLM, but making it market center relatable.
Yeah, maybe we have a teacher in our group, Joe, that's got a better, newer laptop than the one we're using. Like, I would volunteer my Microsoft Surface. The problem is it's not faster than the one we're using. And you know what? It is faster. It's just not faster over Zoom. Zoom is where we hit a limit.
Yeah, I think for me, like, so tomorrow I'm going to make sure that I hook up my MacBook, because that thing is this thing's a speed racer. So so I can do that. Yeah, I can do that, and that's no problem. But I think
just some thoughts.
Yeah, let's do on that. Yeah, I'm not ready to commit to that spending yet until we get our market center financials really tight.
I will always bring my laptop into the classroom, and locally in the room, I can show video, I can bring in Scott Leroy, I can do all that. It's when I try to project that through Zoom that I run into a problem.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's come back to that conversation. So
what about a survey, Chris? Like some things that you've taught on, or in my experience, a newer agent might not, I hate this expression, but might not know what they don't know.
That's right. They don't know what to ask.
I hate that expression.
Yeah,
but Chris, you do know. And so what if we created a survey or some way to gather information from the new people, and it's kind of like, hey, where are your pain points? Is it with Facebook ads? Is it with DocuSign? Is it with adding content, or whatever, all the things that it can do? And then someone will say, oh, I don't know what that is. That's clearly a pain point, and just go to the source to see what they need to know.
Allie, we need it bad. This conversation goes all the way back to when Miranda was there. And I was asking Miranda to do some Survey Monkeys so that we could get some attendance. And
I have an idea. So asking it in a Survey Monkey is one thing. I think we can do it at the onboarding process. I think when because Alana's going to have that opportunity. One of the things that we found in York with Megan is that, you know, Megan, through agent services and through being the TC, the person who, you know, runs the TC company, is that she basically has like a guaranteed form of communication with people, right? Like as they're onboarding, they're a captive audience. And so asking them what their pain points are, and specifically getting their commitment to join into the, you know, technology conversation or whatever, then you get that, right? So then you can almost force it. So
Joe, I love that. The accountant in me just wants to say out loud, that's when we should get their credit card number for their dues.
we are tightened up the agent billing process for sure. I can assure you that.
Yeah.
One of my commitments, by the way, sorry, there's like 85 fire trucks outside. One of my commitments for the GPS of the Market Center and for improving the Market Center was to improve our conversations around numbers. I can tell you, Eva has a number that I want her to share, which is what our past due agent billing was.
So it was over 33,000,
And it is now
under 23,000.
Go Eva, it's your birthday, keep it up.
So let's have a business conversation around that for 2 seconds, please. I know I want to get just to leave the training conversation, but that is net cash to the Market Center. So that $33,000, for the most part, our dues that we collect are pass-through expenses, right? We're passing through the MLS fees, we're passing through E&O, and we're passing through technology. Like that's not a profit source for us. So that means that the Market Center passed out $33,000 and received zero. So every dollar that we get back on that past due billing is helping the Market Center right its financial position. So I just wanted to bring that from a business perspective, that we're having like real financial progress made.
Do we have a late fee policy, an interest accrual policy? I mean, I don't mean to sound like a greedy person here, but again, accountant hat. When we do receivables and a person doesn't pay their bills, there's a penalty for a reason.
I'm not prepared to be punitive about it. I just want to get back to even. I just want to get right with our people. I think once we have our bookkeeping, you know, like with really clean books, then we can maybe change that perspective. But yeah,
we're not there.
We're not there. Okay, what other business can we knock out?
I guess I'll just circle back really quick to how to encourage higher attendance, and about engagement and needs. I do have, it's a QR code and then also a link that we can figure out a way to implement into all trainings that we do. It's just a Google form, and so it'll be like, oh, this is the class that I attended at this time, and then it's like what did you get out of it? Would you recommend it to someone else? You know, what are your thoughts and comments? And so then maybe start compiling stuff that way, and maybe see like what the overarching themes are. That way we can pivot. So that's something that I've worked on. I will not talk about it. Eva will talk about it at the team meeting. I will not be at the team meeting. But yeah, so that's something that we can do. Also, I guess this also can dive into the care calls. Allie, I know that you're kind of the only one doing it.
The only one doing the calls.
Yeah. How are they?
Yeah. So of the, I don't even remember at this point, maybe 55 people that are on that list of care calls, and that's everyone, you know, from zero production the past year to anything under 5. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I've been doing it since March 11th, and I've had consistently kind of like the same group of people. And then I'd say 2 weeks ago, it was like 9 new engagements from people, and I was so happy about that. And so what it's created is just a relationship, or be it rather a safe place. If someone has a question, I'm a person that's always in contact with these people and they just feel comfortable asking a question, and whether I guide them to the appropriate response or I'm there to help them. I mean, 9 new engagements from the probably 15 that I had. So over 20, probably close to 30 out of 55 people engaged, is a huge win in my opinion. And just seeing where people are at, you know, a couple weeks ago we sent out cards, you know, someone was like, oh, sorry, I can't talk about a funeral. Okay, well, that's awful. Like, send out a card. So I think, you know, that's going amazingly well. And I think the idea a couple months ago was to split it quarterly between people. So like, realistically, I don't want to do this forever. I love the engagement with people, but I'd love to pass it off at some point and just carry that torch on. And with that being said, I have a suggestion with trainings or whatever. I do my best to try to like reach out to people. Like, I try to have a standard schedule, but then like catch them off guard a little bit, and reach out and remind people when trainings are. And so maybe something to think about, right? Like, we ask our clients for referrals. Like, that's a big ask. Can you send me a referral? I think, you know, the last training we did, or ask people, hey, if you love this training, can you share it? Can you call someone else in the market center, someone that you're close with, whatever, and tell them about the next one? That's kind of like a Peloton thing. Any Peloton riders in here, like, if you love this class, have the courage to share it with someone you know, or share it with someone you don't. I don't know, because I haven't rode in a long time. But you know, ask our agents that are in attendance, if you love this training, can you please have the courage to share it with someone else in our market center to come to the next one?
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, and then that also creates agent to agent engagement.
Allie, that's an excellent idea. You know, I don't mean to brag on Joe too much, but I'm always telling everybody on the Moonstone team that they can't be missing these trainings that, you know, Joe and Doug are doing. And I just sort of started with my focus there. But I think the third-party validation means a lot. And I think these care calls from a business standpoint are critically important, that they never end, that they never come to an end. You know, during COVID, we were in bold, and the strategy, and us new agents, I was one of them, really needed it, was, you know, make care calls, because we didn't know what to do. You know, nobody knew what to do. And we made care calls for 2 years. I don't see why care calls should ever stop. Our agents are our internal stakeholders. They're our customers. Bottom line. And we should be taking care of them.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great thing that we should start implementing into our daytime trainings that we have.
Do we have anybody that's willing to step up and help Allie start making these calls and take some of this off of her plate?
You know, I'll always volunteer.
Awesome. Anyone else?
I could try.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I can, if it's not shared with you already, I will share with you the spreadsheet that Allie has been working off of. I'll just share it with the entire ALC. All right, so the last bit of kind of new discussion that I wanted to talk about were new office updates. I think Joe and you went with him, Allie, right? The last time?
And Jennifer, yeah.
And Jennifer. Do we have a solid nebulous ETA?
So I'll have actually a better idea after my visit out this week. I'll be driving out tomorrow morning, guys, and then teaching the workshop at 4. There's a walkthrough happening today. Data is being is currently the progress. We're actually on data layout, and electrical layout is actually happening this week. And then drywall happens after that. So I suspect we're looking at like potentially occupancy as early as late June. So then we then we go from there. So I will have a better idea this week, because the electrical and data are the two big things that are left. And then honestly, then it goes to drywall and finishing, and then we're done. So yep, it'll be like we are in the faster part of it than before.
Awesome.
And I actually rode past yesterday and I seen a lot of activity going on.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Guys, I think that office, like if we embrace that office as a somebody said nebulous. I forget who just said that.
Yeah,
but
that was
that's a big word for an ALC meeting.
well, I did, SAT vocab back in high school, so I have to keep that back,
Hold on, if you don't use it, you lose it. You got to do it.
I was impressed. So I was going to say, if we embrace this office as the nucleus, which is another N word that's big and fancy.
Oh, no.
If we
Damn, okay.
if we embrace this office as the nucleus, right? I mean, we've designed it with a lot of open collaborative space, and there's no reason not to go. I mean, we're going to have probably one of the coolest office spaces in the city. So so if we really embrace that, I think that's going to be huge. So yeah, let's make that happen. If anybody has any requests for office space or anything like that, let's start to get a hold of who's interested in having office space in the office. I think that would be something that we can start to probably gather now. I'll tell you guys, this is the impact. So York, we just finished, right? We built a 14,000 square foot new building. Sorry, we built a 20,000 square foot building, 14,000 square feet is KW. And we had the option on the first 2,000 next to it, right? So it would expand us to 16,000 square feet. They've already had to exercise the option to expand because so many agents came into the office and signed on for office space and rent that they already had to expand and take the next 2,000 square foot spot next to the KW office. So I just that's how big of an impact it can have, having a really great office space.
I just have to throw two things out there. One, I'm super excited. There's a poster in that conference room of Robert Smith. I don't know who owns it, but I'm still trying to get my hands on it. Number two, I keep saying it because I don't want people to forget. Number two, I'm looking for a space that a team can rent.
We have that.
Yeah, 5 people can pitch in on it, and they can just come and go and use it as they need to, and 5 people can have a key. Sort of like that,
Yeah, we have space. We designed it where there's bigger rooms in there that are team spaces, where you could do probably 3 or so pop-by desks. And then we have single agent offices. We designed it specifically to be like that. And so yeah, let's get you one. We'll get you one of the bigger rooms.
So excited. You can give me the smallest room. I don't care. I'm so excited.
I'll get you one. All right.
All right, so I'll just cover upcoming office events and trainings really quick, and then if anyone has anything else that they want to add, this is pretty much the end of the agenda. Command training today will actually not be held by Chris because she has her closing, so Doug will take over just right after PC. But yes, so command training and PC classes are every Tuesday from 1:30 to 2:30, and the command is 2:30 to 3:30, and then the wrap-up class is 7:30 to 8:30 for PC. Shift book club is 12:30 to 1 and 7:30 to 8 on Thursdays. This week it will be held tomorrow on Wednesday. It will be shifted to Wednesday for Red Day because we will be playing in the dirt. And then the team meeting is next week on the 17th from 10 to 11. There will be a lady from Cinch Home Services talking about home warranties. And so she'll be at the beginning, and then AGM Carrie Ann will come and talk at the end. I will not be present for it. I will be at the career visioning thingy in Philly. So Eva will be leading it, but I have done all of the groundwork to make it go as smoothly as possible. So
Thank goodness.
yes.
Thank you, Lana.
Tech orientation is on the 18th from 9 to 12 through the region. If you have anyone who maybe wants to brush up on kind of command and other KW resources, I would highly recommend that they sign up. It is recorded, and when you register for it, you don't have to sit in on it. They will send you the recording so you can stop and go, because 3 hours is a long time. The office will be closed on Memorial Day, Monday the 30th. So I just want to let everyone know right now. So that will be that. Ignite is still going on. It ends on the 26th. If you ever want to attend one of the trainings in the office, the front desk is signed up for it. And so if you're ever interested, I can have it be streamed in the training room, or if you want to register for it yourself. So those are all of the things that I have. And then also Joe's time blocking workshop, which is tomorrow from 4 to 5. I have some items printed out for that about goal setting and how to protect your time and stuff like that. So if you ever feel that you are not utilizing your time as well as you could be, this is your opportunity to figure your stuff out. So
Here's the only question I have for you.
yes.
If somebody looked at your calendar for today, would they know what your goals are for this year?
No.
Oh, mind blown.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
That was good.
Haunting. Okay.
Haunting.
That's why I'm attending the class.
See you on Wednesday.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow at 4.
Yeah. Oof. All right.
One thing to throw out there, just getting it in the air, because I know it's only May, but mega camp's right around the corner.
Yep.
So just log down the back of your brains.
And even before that is Agent Masterminds are in June. That's so Chris Lagarde actually texted me back and said he doesn't even have any availability in June, and he's not teaching anything specific that would be relevant for DEI. He's teaching, you'll probably, like Chris and I were MAPS coaches together, and we took pretty much every class together, so we were friends. You'll hear these classes sound familiar. He says, I prefer to teach Agent Financials, MREA, or Shift, which, by the way, are my favorite classes. So, so yeah, we can bring him in, but he's not doing anything DEI specific anyway. So I'll actually reach out. I may have another friend of mine who is a Quantum Leap instructor and is super active in the DEI community, and I'll maybe text him and see if he would be game to fly in from Chicago. So let me see what I can dig up there.
There's a guy in New Jersey who's really big. I mean, they even created a nonprofit for it.
Yes. He's the guy. It's the guy that spoke at. That's the guy that spoke at the cultural summit, right? Oh no, he's in DC. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else. I'll get somebody. I will. Or if anybody else does. I mean, honestly, if anybody has a connection to somebody who's who would be a great instructor, like, you can either make connection or you can send them to me, and I'm happy to have those conversations.
Speaking of DE&I, I think in June we have Pride Month. We should really focus in and hone in on making some LGBTQ inclusive activities, or maybe we can plan to be part of the parade, or I think we should do something.
We need to get our rainbows out for sure for the whole month of June.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I actually did buy flags unrelated to this for my personal ones, so I guess I could bring those in. Yeah, I can do that. Sick. Okay. Does anyone have anything else that they want to share? Questions, comments?
I just want to share this with the ALC for the purposes of tech and education. If you have agents on your team or agents that you're trying to recruit or agents that you're wanting to help, really plug this George Kelly Tech 1.0 and 2.0, because you talk about going to the source. Nobody knows command in our region better than George Kelly. And these are really, really great classes, and they can be used as a recruiting tool. You know, even somebody that's not a Keller Williams agent yet wants to really see what our tech looks like because they're thinking about joining us. I mean, I don't know, Joe, tell me if I'm wrong about that, but these are really good classes.
They're very good classes. And I think the other thing with George Kelly is that George is doing a really great job of focusing on what's not just the technology, but what's the impact on your business? How do you use it day to day? Like Facebook ads was something that somebody said earlier. Like that's a huge one, right? Like how are you getting more efficient at creating graphics, getting Facebook ads out, and like all of that type of stuff. So I think that's the secret sauce for that. Is if it's a real techie conversation, a lot of times people zone out.
No, you're spot on. He's always bringing it from the perspective of productivity, right? How to use command to make more money and to serve your clients, not just think of it as a database.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, guys, we're coming up on 12 o'clock. This was a good meeting. What are our big takeaways? What are the action items we're leaving?
Grow with us. That's
Big.
That's
Care calls.
Queer outreach for June. Care calls, sharing it with the rest of the ALC, and hopefully being able to delegate some of that out so Allie is not the one.
Do we have any other ALC? Are there any other ALC members that are volunteering or have volunteered that can help make even a fraction of those calls?
I see Chris.
Yeah, I mean, we're just talking a couple calls here, right? Just
yeah. If you take on 10
calls, 10 calls.
Just take 10, 5. Yeah, like that's literally. And by the way, you guys are my cares. Like, take advantage. I sent out a revised invite for our every other Friday top agent call. I did it by production. I don't think I missed anybody. If anybody is hearing me say top agent call and you're like, I didn't get an invite, that's annoying, then just send me a text message and I'll make sure you're in there. I want to be able to have business conversations every other week, but things that make a difference in our lives. So not just another thing on your calendar that you're is annoying or doesn't add value.
Yeah, I'm available for calls. You make calls.
Come on, let's do it. Every other Friday. You have an invite, Mary. I know it. I'm seeing it.
I don't. You see
Did somebody? Who said they don't? You
Deanna, do I have one?
You sure do. Mary has accepted it, as a matter of fact, and so have you, Deanna. It says KW exclusive top agent community call. Jean, you got an invite. Heather Edmondson gave me a maybe response. Hurts my feelings. Allie's in. Jennifer Burns is in. Chris Keller is in. Eva's in. And we have some other folks. So we have Linda Elder. She's the one of the top agents from the Altoona office. We have Diane Roberts, who is one of the top agents from, actually the top agent from the Johnstown office. Just for perspective, since we can have a brief business conversation. Diane Roberts is like top 6 or 7 in our office right now for production. She's one of the new agents up in Johnstown. So inviting her onto the top agent call, I think is definitely the right thing to do, including those agents into our conversations.
Great energy too.
Yeah, she's a firecracker. Anybody need anything from me?
More time in the day. So see you tomorrow at 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, your answer there tells me you got to be there.
You're right.
All right.
You are right.
Right on
All right.
time. Woohoo!
I'll see everybody this week.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
All right.
See ya. Thank you, everyone.